Hey, Michael here with Success for Others, and you know, let's just talk about the biggest sales myth in history. Since the beginning of time, this has been the biggest myth ever, and that is that if we just had lower prices, we could sell more products. Man, boss, if our prices were just lower, I could sell more of our products and services. Man, if you just give me a discount, man, if you'd let me lower the book and the price book, man, if you just let me take a drop, you know, if I could just discount this or you'd lower the prices, I would sell more stuff. And you know, nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing at all could be further from the truth. The reality is that no matter what you buy, no matter what your customers buy, no matter what the human race invests in, the cheapest price is always, always, always never the best option for them, and people know this. I mean, our consumers, you know, our customers, the consumers out there, they're smart people. They're not stupid. They know this to be true, but for some reason, we don't want to talk about it. For some reason, we don't want to bring this to the table. I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, well, you know, you can't, you know, don't be tooting your own horn. I mean, don't be out there, you know, bragging about yourself or about your accomplishments or about the things that you've done. Don't do that. You know, I mean, come on, seriously? If you got a horn, why the hell wouldn't you toot it? If you're not going to toot your own horn, who's gonna? You think your customers are tooting your own horn for you? It's not happening. Right? That's what people buy. That's what people want. There's not a person that walks the face of this earth that doesn't realize that when you buy something for less money, that you're not going to be stoked. It's just the way it is. When you base your entire decision on the lowest price or on the lowest two prices, whatever it may be, you're not going to walk away from that transaction excited and stoked. It doesn't happen. It never happens, and it never will happen. The cost of business goes up year after year after year. The level of service that you provide your customer today is more than what it was yesterday, or you're not gaining market share. If you're not growing every single day and keeping your database bulletproof, then guess what? You're not growing. If you're not growing, if you're not increasing your sales, then you're dying. That's just the way it is. I don't care about margins. I don't care about any of that stuff. Sales have got to increase day after day, year over year. If they don't, you're not growing, which means you're dying. So, you know, this whole myth of if the price were lower, I would sell more stuff is complete BS, and it's something that maybe you've bought into or other people around you have bought into, and therefore you're using it as a justification as to why you're not selling, rather than using it as a leverage and using it as a trampoline, or as something to propel you forward and close the actual sale. I mean, bottom line is this: somebody tells you, hey, listen, I can get this cheaper somewhere else. Why do you fight that? Why do you disagree with that, or want to pick apart the other proposal, or want to show them, you know, all the, you know, oh, well let's take a look at that together, shall we? I mean, if we take a look at that together, I can show you all the ways that we're better. No, just stop right there. Just hold on. Just be like, at the end of the day, just answer it straight up. Listen, I know you can get this cheaper somewhere else. You absolutely can get this. I'd be lying to you if I told you that we were the cheapest price company. I would straight up be lying to you. But the reality is this: you can go down the street and you can get it from ABC or XYZ. But the reality is, when you do that, you don't get me. And if you don't get me, that means you don't get my company, and you don't get our level of service. And we all know at the end of the day that no matter what we're buying, from shoes to handbags to shirts to automobiles to home improvements to whatever it is, whatever product or service, we all know that if, you know what, when we buy it based totally on price, we're never happy, we're never excited, and we're never, ever loyal. And that's against everything that our company and myself is all about. I mean, what we're all about is customer loyalty. Matter of fact, customer satisfaction. You know what? Customer satisfaction today to us is completely useless. It's a minimum expectation. We expect to not just satisfy you, but to exceed all your expectations, and that's why we charge what we charge. You can't have the highest level of service, the highest products, the highest support, the most talented people, and me sitting across the table from you right now for the lowest price. It's impossible. So I guess you got to ask yourself another question. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if you were to spend a little bit less money and you weren't to get all of those things, what would the risk be? I mean, what would it actually cost you over the life of this purchase of this product or that service? I mean, let's be looking at that, because today I'd rather invest a few more bucks, and I know you probably feel the same way. I'd rather see you invest a few more bucks today and get every penny of what you're paying for back, then I would see you want to, maybe save a couple of bucks today and end up costing you dearly over the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever your product or service life is. So, I mean, think about that for a second. Again, this myth of if we had lower prices, we could sell more stuff is completely false. The reality is how we deal with that is going to dictate how many times we win versus how many times we lose. And most salespeople in any profession, what they do is they run from that, or they try to come up with, justification as to why, why they're more money, and they come up with it from here, from their head. Come up with it from here, from your heart. Tell the customer, toot your own horn, tell them what they're going to get, promise them what they're going to get, show them what they're going to get, make sure they understand what they're going to get, and make sure that they recognize with you that, anytime that they base their entire decision for any major purchase in their life on the lowest price, I can guarantee you that they were never totally excited afterwards. They were not stoked. They were not yelling from the rooftops how awesome the transaction was, or the process was, or the upgrade, or the or the remodel, or whatever it was. At the end of the day, they didn't do what the company didn't do what they said they were going to do. They didn't do it when they said they were going to do it. They didn't do it how they stated they were going to do it in their scope of work. And it typically, almost always costs them more money between their time, energy, effort, and their bank account. That's the reality. So that's what we need to be selling. That's what you need to be doing. Next time you hear, I can get this cheaper somewhere else, you should get excited. You shouldn't back away. You shouldn't get nervous. You shouldn't crawl up into a ball. You shouldn't even leave the appointment. Don't hand them a business card and walk out the door. That's when you get excited. That's when sales starts. That's when it's your time to shine. That's when you take it to the next level. Go somewhere they're not expecting you to go. Absolutely, it's more, and I fully expected more. And after the time that we spent together, I would assume that you would have expected I was more as well. I got next Tuesday or Thursday. Which day is a great day for you to have this installed? And pass the pen and shut up. Right? I mean, take them somewhere that they're not going to go. Have that conversation. They're not going to go there on their own. They're not going to tell you, well, geez, you know what? Based on everything you told us today and everything that, the amount of time you spent in our home, and, we like you, Michael. We like you a lot, and you've educated us more than anybody else. And so therefore, you know what? We totally are just going to, we've got other estimates, and we feel like they're going to give us the same exact level of service and quality and products and everything else, but we're still going to go with you just because you're a nice guy. It doesn't happen. I don't care how nice you are. The only reason why people move forward with you is because they know and they believe and they trust in their heart of hearts that they're getting more than what they could get from the person down the street selling the same product, the same service for less money. So go there, talk about it. I understand exactly where you're coming from, and you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you are absolutely right. You by all means could get the same. You could by all means get a new, whatever. Google it. You can get whatever product your product is, right? You can by all means get this product cheaper down the street. There's no doubt in my mind. But the reality is, if you go down the street and you get the product for less, I can promise you this. I know this for a fact. You're not going to be nearly as happy, you're not going to be nearly as loyal, and you're not going to be nearly as stoked as you will if you move forward with me today. That's the truth of the matter. And I knew when I walked in here that I was not going to be the lowest price provider for this product or service, just as you know now, after spending all this time with me. I'm sure that you know in your heart of hearts that we were not going to be the lowest price provider for this product or service as well. I mean, when's the last time we ever bought any major purchase in our life and based it on the lowest price and we're completely stoked afterwards? It just doesn't happen. I mean, I did notice the installation schedule we got next Tuesday or Thursday available. Which one of those days is going to work best for your calendar to get this thing installed? Let's go ahead and get this done. Right? I mean, take it a different direction. Get excited. Be confident. Toot your horn. What do you get? What am I going to get when I do business with you? Why do I want to do business with you? Are you just under-promising and over-delivering? Well, why don't you over-promise and over-deliver? Tell them what they're going to get. Be confident in your services. Be confident in what you do, and then do it. If you do that every single day, day in and day out, guess what? Price increase, all that means is that you're going to deliver a higher customer service, a better customer service, a higher value to your customer day in and day out. There, I said it. I said the value word. Right? So don't be caught into this myth. Don't let other people, get into your head and telling you that our prices are too high. And, we're one of the highest priced companies in the area. Well, that's good. Who else would you rather work for? You want to work for Chuck in a Truck? You want to work for the guy with the lowest prices or the gal with the lowest prices in town? I mean, what quality of service are you gonna be providing to your customers? How loyal you think they're gonna be? How many 5-star reviews you think you're gonna get? How stoked are your customers gonna be where they refer you their friends and their neighbors and their coworkers? Not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. So at the end of the day, you want to work at a place that increases their prices. You have to increase your prices year over year after year, and you should be happy that you're doing it. So at the end of the day, hey, you need anything, you just contact Success4others. Be happy to help you with all of your sales training, with taking your life, your career, and your W-2 to the next level. All right, let's do this.